Hey Soul Warriors, it is Tara with day 26, and it's all about shifting on my 28 days to peace. So this day I started off with writing, want to know what's hard? Being positive all the time. Near impossible as I've been attempting to stop the complaining and stop the old stories. I've been putting my powers of observation to task. But realizing how strong they really are, because I know with my powers of observation, I am really quick about pointing out what's wrong with other people, what's wrong with a certain situation, environment. Like, I'm like, oh, that, they should do this, that. But with myself, turning that power of observation onto myself, my own behaviors, my own stories, what's coming out of my mouth, what's floating through my head, in like really internalizing that, what a lot of people call the powers of judgment, but not judging in a bad way, like not judging that, shame on me for thinking that story again, or oh, I'm worthless because I can't break that habit. Like it's not that sort of stuff. It's like, whoa, okay, you were just negative again. Like call myself on my own bullshit. That's basically it. Um, so it's catching myself a lot, which was good because then I was noticing it. So I mean the first step is like, okay, I'm gonna start paying attention more, and I'm gonna start shifting my stories. Your second step is like how much you're noticing it, because then that's a big win, because if you notice something you can start changing it. So then I went from that to actually looking at when I shifted into telling my new stories, about my new kitchen, about my new business, about the thing I was going to go to next week, about the vacation I was going to finally get to go on for the first time in many, many years, about how good I was feeling instead of, dying from the autoimmune disease where the kidneys were shutting down. Like totally different story. Being excited that I could eat a cupcake again, and that I wasn't like deathly allergic to sugar or dairy anymore. All the old stories that were crap and were killing me, and the new stories were like I was getting excited every time I told them. So my energy was upping, and then the people around me that I was telling the new stories to would get excited too, which would amp the energy even further. And I'm like, okay, this is much more fun than sitting and having a bitch session. I mean, sometimes I've said this before, you need to have a bitch session with a friend, or just in your car ranting to yourself just to get it the fuck out of your system. But then after that, like really focusing on the shit that lights you up, it's fun and it's amazing. So starting to shift those old stories, I was realizing that, I'm catching myself a lot more, but that's because I'm shifting into a different vibration. So I'm noticing the lower vibrations that I'm putting out a lot easier and a lot quicker, which means I'm actually having success. So instead of like beating myself up that, oh, I started to tell that story about the ex again, it was like, I told the story about the new friend that I just made and how awesome it was, and how quickly we aligned, and had all this stuff in common, and we're helping to elevate each other in a really, really easeful way. So like, start looking at things as successes. You can find a success in everything, even when you fuck up. So, if you're constantly like judging yourself and devaluing yourself, like that's up to you. Like the loving yourself, and the I'm important, and I'm strong, and I'm worthy, and I help a lot of other people, and I freaking help and take care of myself the best that I can. Like that's the stuff you want to start repeating to yourself, not the, oh, you told that fucking story again. What is wrong with you? We know we want to get out of there, and this is the very reason why we keep ending up there. And you get in that vicious cycle once you do the bad judgment thing, instead of using that like laser focused judgment that we all have to just catch yourself and shift. So I was noticing all the big wins. I'm just looking down at my notes to see what I wrote next. And so it absolutely feels better, I wrote, to speak about my new, fun, positive, exciting things, and knowing those things to be true in my soul. Instead of getting that sick to you're feeling in your gut, or that like heaviness in your heart, or that like real tiredness in your brain from the old stories, I was feeling like stirred and excited in my soul. Like what a different feeling that was. So I'm like, all right, the peace doesn't look like what, I thought peace was this like Zen place that I was going to reach, but it's really this place of like newness and excitement, and just higher energy than being bogged down by that old crappy energy that I was trying so hard to get away from. So knowing that to be true in my soul was urging me to veer away from those old stories even more and more. Like, so I was seeing the rewards in doing that. And the rewards in like letting go of those things that I thought I needed and I thought I wanted, and really embracing what new things could come in that could really fill my soul. So that was just, yeah. So after like 26-ish days, I was really noticing those shifts. But I wasn't noticing those shifts like, oh, I'm perfect and the old stories don't bother me at all whatsoever. And even though that person fucked me over, it doesn't hurt anymore. Or, it still hurts if I think about it, because that stuff's gonna hurt regardless. Losing somebody hurts. Being in a place where you don't feel appreciated hurts. But do you value yourself more to go find, to value yourself in here where I'm appreciating myself, I'm treating myself right, and then go out and find people, places, situations that do the same, that mirror what you're looking for yourself. So, I mean, noticing shifts as small little wins, and noticing shifts as your behavior's improving, and noticing shifts even in just catching yourself on your old behavior is like huge fucking wins. And think of them like that and embrace them as successes, because that program's up here that's what you're looking for and that's what you want. And I mean, reprogramming this is the key to everything. So, okay, that was my day 26. I hope your day 26 was phenomenal. Keep writing me, because I'm loving hearing your stories. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow on day 27. We're almost there. A couple more days, Soul Warriors. Thanks so much for going on this journey again with me. Love you lots. Bye-bye.